I want to talk about psychic gifts or many different kinds of psychic experiences, and if somebody is trying to study these phenomena, this is a good start. And there are many different talents. I have many gifts. Also, I had two other videos that are kind of in this same category. One of them was called Hassan, Ghost of Hassan and Yet Higher Selves, and then the second one was Extended Mind, Disembodied Minds and God. And both of these videos are kind of hinting in a direction that all these psychic abilities or experiences are the property or a gift or a characteristic of the consciousness, and this consciousness could be confined to a body, or it could be disembodied like a ghost, or it could be the universal consciousness. And there's a lot of different talents or experiences. One of the things that I see a lot of psychics they do, and also I try to do this too, is that there are so many experiences and that are kind of hard to put in a framework to make sense of why this happened. Where did this come from? How is it here now? But if you saw that movie Beetlejuice, you know, in the movie, the guy, I think what's his name was Beetlejuice. I don't know. I forgot. He says that when you want to call me or see me, just think of me or make a call in the ghost world. You call and this ghost appears. So, like when you are asking God for something, or to see someone, or to see an outcome of an event, well, it doesn't happen right away. It's because your consciousness has to fine-tune that, or the universe has to return an answer. But it kind of takes a little time or circumstances for it to be right, and then it comes in. But then most people, including me, they forgot what they asked for. Why is this like this? And then when it comes in, you kind of are puzzled. Hey, where did this come from? And a lot of other experiences, these are just memories or life rehearsal of ghosts that have been or that are associated somehow with you in the spirit world, but right now you don't know who this person is. Why am I seeing these things? Anyhow, this is a constant effort to kind of like categorize or kind of make sense of all these varied experiences. I think if somebody wants to study telepathy and non-verbal communication, the very best place to start would be with people who are very close to you, or there is family ties, or there is love between you. And I see my dad a lot. This is how I kind of got into this, is that the ghosts of your relatives, your father or your mother, or they are constant communion, and it's very perceptible. You you cannot miss it. And this is a good place to study this phenomena. Then the next very best place to study telepathy and nonverbal communications is when a guy and a girl, or a man and a woman, they like each other, they're attracted, there is love, there is, it's like your psyche, your spirit fine tunes, zeroes on this person, or the consciousness of this person. The Zarathustrans, that's the old religion of Iran, they say that when a guy and a girl, they fall in love, there is a light that's exchanged between these two, like their consciousness kind of merges, and this is a very good way to study telepathy, to learn how, and in fact, when I think, if I like a girl, when I think of her, I start seeing like images of how this person is, like the stuff they fuss over, or the stuff that they troubles them, or they like it, or there is another thing, is that, say for example, I like a woman and the feeling is mutual, then if I look at her, say I looked at her hand, or looked at her tits, whatever, this person, there's some kind of mechanism that this person knows that this happened. Or for example, if you are in a mall and you have your back against somebody else and they look at you and they have an interest, they're kind of studying you, or they're conscious of you, then somehow you know that somebody is looking at you. And this happens a lot to many people. It's like becoming conscious of somebody else. Well, actually, people who are like they stay alone a lot, and there is no family or anybody that has an interest in them, like doesn't think about them, then it's like a plant that is neglected, that doesn't get water, doesn't get nourishment, and they kind of are susceptible to depression and kind of falling apart. I think that well, women, they need attention a lot more, and they they go through any lengths to get it. But it's not just women. Many people, they want secretly that somebody somewhere has an interest in them. This interest could be intellectual, or needs them for anything, for something, and this is important. Somehow in the psychic phenomena, this has some meaning. It's like we need to be called out. Somebody call out for me, or somebody is looking to. Well, in the writings of the Sufi master, it says that every time a ghost is remembered, it's like they get energized. They become more connected to the material world, and many ghosts, they want that. They don't want to lose their connection. Or well, there is the etheric body also dies, but this being attended to, this being remembered, this being needed for anything is kind of important. And well, the ancient Egyptians, they worshipped ancestors. They had their pictures or memorabilia that kept around the house or in a certain room. Uh, this is there often is a lot of time and money and effort spent on just honoring the dead or remembering. This this has some significance. This is important. Then uh, I I've had many experiences in remote viewing and like being able to like see in a distant place. And I think the U.S. government and the Russians, they have used this technology. And also I read the literature, ufology, alien creatures. They use mental telepathy to communicate. And well, the other interesting thing that I found out is that some of these psychic abilities, they don't have to come from consciousness. There is a way, there is a technology. I don't know how. I've just read or seen some videos on this. That is really possible to do this. And this has to do with looking glass technologies that had fallen in the hand of U.S. military from alien creatures, or if you look at the movie Contact, and then that device kind of enhance the consciousness of operator to be able to focus on communication. I guess I don't know if distance has any effect on telepathy, but these devices could be only some type of thing that enhances the existing consciousness to be able to almost zero on some particular person or place. I don't know. I heard in some videos that there are these devices are used in like UFOs for the pilot, their pilots, not ours, to communicate with their environment or with the device or the UFO that they use, or to steer or make functional different equipment in their systems. I think it's not, I'm sorry, it's not a consciousness that the machine does not create the consciousness that can do this stuff. I think these devices, they only enhance what the consciousness can already do. It's like a focusing mechanism. Anyhow, another way to study psych phenomena is in places where people worship, like in churches or temples. And well, actually, last night I was in the temple, and when the prayer starts, or when a lot of people tune in, it's extremely perceptible. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm more sensitive than most people. You just totally know it. It's like somebody turn on the bright light. You cannot deny, hey, there is a huge bright light in this room. You know what I mean? Something like that. This is a very good places to study consciousness or psychic phenomena of how this happens. Well, then another way to study auras or telepathy too is with women. If you have a relationship with a nice woman, you can see the shift or the things that are gonna come out of her mouth by watching her ambience, by watching what how this ambience changes, and then the next thing you know, she's gonna start saying something that's very relevant to what happened, what just happened. Well, I cover telepathy, remote viewing, and there is another phenomena. Very few psychics they know about this. It is like being in two places at the same time. Or in the history about the Sufi master, that there was one time or many times, I don't know, that he appeared in two temples at the same time, two temples that were very distant from each other. Well, another form of this is like, I've had experience with this, is if there is a place that I favor a lot, say there is like a coffee shop where I met many pretty women. I have a special fondness for this place. I think this is similar to a focusing mechanism, because then when I focus on the place, then I have experiences as if I'm in the place. This is not unusual. It happens. And also the people in the place, they have the feeling, hey, somebody, there is a presence here. But this presence doesn't have to be from a ghost. It can be from a living person who's psychically scanning or being present in the place. It's kind of weird phenomena, but there is references to it in the Sufi literature and also in ufology, that hey, some alien creatures, they're able to psychically scan a machine or psychically scan a person to see what kind of person this is. It's there is also a phenomena of psychometry, that like a given object or a given place could have absorbed the energies or ambiance of the people that use that place, and if they had very strong experiences, these experiences are encoded in that place. Also, like, well, I'll tell you, this one is very weird. This one is, well, I went blind on my left eye, but then, so when a ghost infuses or wants to be seen by you, okay, it induces an image in the brain. It's not in the physical world. There's nothing happening in the space around you. It's just something has projected into your consciousness, into your brain, this image of what was happening. So, for example, when I'm very tired, or, I try not to look at these images, but when I'm looking into, say for example, I'm kind of drowsy and I'm looking into a place or looking on the road, and then I'm seeing with my right eye, I'm seeing the road, whatever is there, the other car, but then on the left eye, then I see all kinds of images, all kinds of stuff is happening, all kinds of people are coming and going. That is not in the real world. It's just the spirit world, but the spirit world is also projecting in that same consciousness. I think it's very weird phenomena. But I had such an experience in the temple where I was kind of getting off, finishing the prayers, and then when I was looking out, I see like people who are in the temple, but when I open up my other eye, I see, hey, the place looks different. There's different people that are there, really. But then just 2 seconds ago, I was seeing all kinds of other people that aren't here no more. This is like like in temples and churches, there are people that are ghosts. They come in, but the ghost is not projecting in the real world. It's projecting into your brain. That's what I'm saying. This is a perceptible phenomena. Anyhow, I haven't seen instances of psychokinesis, but I've seen like my own body has energy. For example, if my knee is aching, okay, or somebody's knee is aching, and I put my hand on the ache, I'm not massaging or anything. Just the fact that my hand is on the thing, these energies that heals, or the pain goes away. So what I'm saying is that I think everybody has those energies, and when you put it on your back or your neck, it helps you. In fact, many people subconsciously they do this. For example, if your neck aches, you just put your hand on your neck and kind of rub it, But this is a psychic phenomena, because you know that there is healing there, even though it's not verbalized, or the society doesn't recognize that. I think some psychics, they call this quantum touch. That's a form of psychic phenomena. Well, another one is this is, I think, it's very strange too. It's like I'm kind of drowsy. Then at some point, when you're going to sleep, you lose sense of your own ego, like who you are. And then I see all these images of as if like somebody doing all kinds of stuff. The other day I was, this happens a lot. I saw that I was kind of drowsy. I was falling asleep. I saw that, hey, I'm like a geologist, and I'm in this place. It's like a North Pole, and there is all this ice. And I was saying that we're gonna dig into the ice, and then after a certain depth, then we're gonna hit water, and then on the bottom, then we're gonna hit the mud. Like I'm a geologist. I have no personal experience of this, but it was happening in the consciousness. The other thing that happened, and this happens a lot in dreams, is like, I mentioned house dreams in the other video, but this is like, again, a geologist, and there is these hills. I go in there, dig in here and dig in there, and go into caverns. I have in the reality, there is no such thing. And then in the house dream, I see this house that's a very expensive house. I see myself in different rooms, and this is always the same house. It's like, well, I'm a lot more weird than I know I am to be, but, well, there is a famous sentence attributed to Imam Ali. If you don't know Imam Ali, I don't care about you. You need to hit the books. But he said that you imagine yourself to be this insignificant creature, but the universe is wrapped up in you. Something like that. Well, I we'll probably have other videos talk about other psychic phenomena, and I didn't even talk much about the auras and how to see them. Or maybe next time. This video is getting very long. Hey, Please subscribe and leave comments. Thanks.